gezogen für unsere Nationalmannschaft in der zweiten Spielhälfte. Vielen Dank.
So 45 minutes remaining of Brazil's preparation for their tilt at winning a 6th FIFA World Cup. They've only ever won once in Europe before in the competition, when they were successful in Sweden in 1958. But their recent run of results in Europe in friendlies has been mightily impressive, and Jesus' goal has them ahead in their latest trip to the continent. They incidentally leave for Sochi tonight, straight after this game. That's their base for the World Cup. Their opening game in Group E is against Switzerland in Rostov next Sunday. Then Costa Rica in St. Petersburg. 5 days after that, they finish up against Serbia in Moscow on the 27th of June. Finish in terms of the group stage, that is. Would be a seismic shock if that was the end of their World Cup campaign as a whole. Miranda is the skipper this afternoon, continuing Tite's habit of rotating the captaincy. Miranda and Willian both given the armband twice before today. Thiago Silva, Marcelo, Felipe Luis, Fernandinho, Renato Augusto, Coutinho, Neymar, Paulinho and Robinho have all started one game as captain in the past before. Casemiro pleading his innocence. It's a familiar sight if you see a lot of the Real Madrid midfielders' games, normally involved in incidents where he has to try and make a case to the match officials. Not able to convince Victor Casa on this occasion that he shouldn't be penalised. Is there to be further punishment in the shape of this strike from David Alaba? It is a long way out. He's bent it in instead, and bent it in beyond any of his teammates that were in the area. He came up against a few of his Bayern teammates in Austria's win over Germany last weekend, and also confirmed recently he will be staying at Bayern next season following reported interest from Real Madrid. Competing against Marcelo if he moved to the Bernabeu, though, so I can understand why that move wouldn't possibly tempt him as much as a switch elsewhere, but he insists that he'll be remaining in Bavaria. Miranda, here is Marcelo, right into the path of Neymar. Dragovic had to be careful. Prödl, Baumgartlinger dispossessed, and here is Jesus who's offside. The flag going up on this occasion against the Manchester City man. It didn't in the first half. It's a very clear-cut call there. Baumgartlinger. Prödl. Hinteregger. It didn't come for Alaba, it did come for Schlager, and mopped up by Thiago Silva. Assisting with the three-man defence again today, Franco Foda. And admitted he considered switching to a back four because of Brazil's attacking might. And was wary that it might leave a bit too much space out wide for Tite's men to exploit. But that hasn't really been the case so far. If anything, it's all come through central areas for Brazil. Hinteregger. Alaba wanted the foul, will get the throw instead. Next game is friendly against Sweden in September. They then start their UEFA Nations League campaign away to Bosnia a few days later. They're in the second tier of countries in that competition, with Northern Ireland also in the 3-team group. Schneider was a bit wasteful there. Well, you can see what he was trying to do. Silva mops things up. This is Willian. Now Neymar. Rare heavy touch from him. And here's Baumgartlinger. Most notably territory for him. Only 1 goal in 63 appearances for his country. Casemiro. Jesus. Paulinho, here's Willian, danger here, Jesus in the centre, Willian going in alone, and then trying to find Jesus, and eventually Willian is penalised, and tempers are raised. Willian perplexed as to why the whistle went against him there. Really good positive run from the Chelsea man here. And he had 2 in the centre, he couldn't quite find either of them. And, well, I'm not really sure what he did wrong there, Willian. You can see why he was a bit perplexed to see the decision go against him. Now it's Arnautovic. Alaba in room. Arnautovic. Liner. Well, they came from a goal down to beat Germany last weekend, so Austria don't feel that this is beyond them by any stretch. Baumgartlinger, and again, and Liner just took a bit too long. Dragovic. Willian's pressing, forcing Hinteregger into the error. It's the key to the way that Tite wants his side to play. He stuck with the 4-3-3 formation that Dunga employed, but he's got the team to play 20 yards further up the pitch, using the energy of his players to press aggressively. And speaking of aggression, that is going to be a yellow card for Sebastian Prödl. He's been in the wars this afternoon, has Neymar. His coach told him that he wanted him to go full-blooded into challenges. Not sure how he felt about others being full-blooded in their challenges against him, and that probably tells its own story. Yeah, anywhere around the ankle area is immediately going to set alarm bells ringing, given that was the problem, along with breaking the 5th metatarsal in his right foot against Marseille back in February. Surgery in March, and then only returned to full training in mid-May. It's the first time in his career that he's had surgery. He'll be fully fit for the World Cup, but things have just got a little bit tasty out there, mainly because of the challenges that have been coming in of late from the Austrians. Brazil had to deal with this in their last friendly as well against Croatia at Anfield, when the tackles were flying in left, right and centre. It's a tricky one, this, for Victor Kasai, with it being a friendly international. There was nothing friendly about that challenge from HIjourd, who has already been cautioned. But you always get the feeling referees are somewhat loath to send players off when it is a friendly encounter. Neymar not holding back in his verdict, though. Tite said that this game would be a real challenge. It's emotionally probably the most difficult one to play, and given it's so close to the start of the World Cup and players want to perform well to keep up the confidence and keep their place in the team, but there'll also be that overriding worry about picking up an injury that would rule them out of the tournament. That's perhaps why they have been that bit more prickly with the way that the Austrians have engaged with them. Coutinho, Neymar, Coutinho again. Danilo, Willian. Plenty of room on this near side for Marcelo. And he gets it now. Early to Willian, good dummy. Neymar very nearly in. All the way by Hinteregger. Asking a lot of Arnautovic here, and Arnautovic has done well to keep it alive, but has done just a bit too much in the challenge eventually. Good battle between him and Miranda there, though. Miranda was unlucky not to earn a place in the Brazil squad at the last World Cup, and has been one of the first names on the team sheet ever since then. And did well against the burly frame of the West Ham striker. Well, we're going to see our first changes of the game. And Alessandro HIjourd, who's been treading a bit of a tightrope, is unsurprisingly one of those to make way. Stefan Hierlander is his replacement. After a good run out, Raga is withdrawn. QUадцC, who's done pretty well in the German Bundesliga, is his replacement. Baumgartlinger. Here's Prödel. And this time it's Jesus who's snapped in with a fairly ferocious challenge. Prödel. Hinteregger, and the flag belatedly goes up against QUадцC. Tight call, but probably just about the right call. Well, we're going to see a couple of changes from Brazil now. First of the game, the hour mark is usually when they come about. Marquinhos and Fernandinho are coming on for Thiago Silva and Casemiro. So like for like there, no alteration in terms of the setup. Marquinhos will slot in at centre-back and Fernandinho at the base of midfield.
Cái đó là Ronaldinho hay Casemiro.
Presence felt. This is Miranda. There was the suggestion that if Tite wasn't convinced by the alternatives to Dani Alves at right back, Marquinhos could be employed in that position. Marcelo, Coutinho, beautifully done. He's going to have a go. Just a bit too close to Hansen there. The way he carved out the chance was lovely to see, but never caught hold of the effort. To his own frustration. So kept in by Stefan Reiner. To be just one defeat in 21 matches since Tite took over as Brazil coach just a little under 2 years ago. It's a magnificent record. Bergstoller. Now there could be problems here for Austria. Paulinho was aiming to play Neymar. It's cleared away only as far as Willian. Still Willian. Look at the room here for Neymar, who's onside. And Neymar! Oh, yes! That is a gorgeous goal from Neymar, who scores in back-to-back matches for Brazil. Back from injury. And it looks like he's back in form at just the right time as well. Well, that's what a lot of these supporters came to see. A bit of Brazilian magic from the world's most expensive player. Willian here just dinked it across to him. No doubting the offside there. He's well on. And having used his box of tricks nicely here to sit Alexander Dragovic down on his backside, then coolly slotted beyond Heinz Lindner to make it Austria 0, Brazil 2. A little glimpse of what we might be seeing more of Neymar in Russia later on this month. Flatten the crowd somewhat. Nico Foda set to taste defeat for the first time as Austria coach. Jesus. Here is Neymar. Intelligent pass as well, and Jesus is waiting in the centre. It's flicked on for Paulinho. And that's a very good save from Heinz Lindner. All of a sudden, Brazil are clicking through the gears now. So many men forwards here, they've broken pace. Paulinho's in. He's just a bit too close to the keeper either side of him, and surely it would have been a third after a delicious back heel from Willian to tee up Paulinho. you've been watching that, there's been another Austria alteration. Florian Grilic has been withdrawn, and Peter Jules, who started the last game, the victory over Germany, is now on. So works it onto Liner. Well, the changes coming thick and fast now. Felipe Luis and Roberto Firmino are to be introduced. Marcelo is said to be one taking his leave here. A very solid performance from the Real Madrid man. And Gabriel Jesus, who scored the opening goal, to continue his hugely prolific form for the national side, is the other to make way. Firmino on the chase. Krövel to Hinteregger. Willian. Felipe Luis. Neymar. For the run of Firmino, and Lindner not convincing. Not a great pass from him either. Willian was urged to shoot. To the final quarter of the game.
Dropping back in defence, it wasn't classic defending, because that's not what he's about, but his nuisance value and his willingness to respond to a counter-attack will please Chiche.
It's Coutinho, it's through, and it's another sublime goal from Brazil. The two former Liverpool teammates combining very nicely indeed, and Philippe Coutinho doing the rest. They were very much on the same wavelength there, Firmino and Coutinho, and once he got into that kind of position, you felt there was only going to be one outcome. Austria 0, Brazil 3, and the World Cup favourites will be heading to Russia on the back of a very healthy victory. Alexander Dragovic has been dragged off, and Kevin Danso, the youngster, who very highly rated, has come on for him. Might mean a switch to a back four now for Austria. As that goal carved out between Firmino and Coutinho did show the area that Frankfurter was concerned about them being exploited in with a three-man defence. Minutes remaining. It's so far been a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon for Tite's side in the Vienna sunshine. Firmino, Neymar not quite past Prödl. Fernandinho now. Coutinho. It's a foul. Austria's 7-game winning streak will come juddering to a halt today. Frankfurter said that they have to dream. But, those dreams have been crushed in this second half, particularly. They've given a good account of themselves in the first period, but he was pretty down to earth when looking at the outcome today, saying that regardless of the result, he's seen a lot of good developments and is certainly smarter now than he was in March in terms of knowing his side. Here's Paulinho again, exploited on that area just between fullback and centre-back. Austria seems to be an area they can drive a bus through now, Brazil. Paulinho the latest to charge down there. Coutinho. Neymar for Felipe Luis. Room here for Neymar. Coutinho. So close. Fernandinho. And again he goes close, but Firmino is offside. Well, almost a second of the game for Philippe Coutinho and a fourth of the match for Brazil. A couple of inches lower and it was in because Heinz Linder didn't even bother moving for it. Felipe Luis, Coutinho.
Mấy cầu thủ áo là chán lắm mà.
In his usual preferred system, big question has been how will Tite get the best out of Philippe Coutinho.
Thua 3 trái là chán à.
Squeeze him into the side. You can utilise him in a number of different options. He's shown today just how worthwhile it is to engineer a place for him in the 11. Firmino was waiting, but so was Sebastian Prödl. It will be a Brazil corner. And it will be another Brazil change. Going to have a 15-minute blast from Tyson and Coutinho, who scored in fine style there, and as we saw just in the crossbar a few minutes ago, is the man to make way. And Tyson, the Shakhtar Donetsk will have a quarter of an hour to stretch his legs. Firmino has won the corner out of Stefan Hierlander. So next stop for Brazil, Sochi. They leave tonight, straight after this game. That's their base camp. And their first game at the World Cup is against Switzerland in Rostov next Sunday. Tyson immediately into the action in the shape of taking the corner. It's a second bite of the cherry here as well. He's happy to let that drift out. And Brazil not quite job done yet, because they'll want another clean sheet in the bag. It is fascinating to think about how much attention is focused on their fabulous wealth of attacking talent. But they were miserly in World Cup qualifying at the other end of the pitch. Alisson conceded just 3 goals in 11 qualifiers under Tite, and they're set to have come through their batch of friendlies between qualification and the World Cup, having conceded just once in 6 warm-up games.
Sắp tới đây tới World Cup mình dẫn ly chim nha các bạn. Mấy cái trận đấu của World Cup 2018 tại Nga mình dẫn ly chim mà. Các bạn nào coi trên đài vẫn coi mình ly chim qua mạng.
His fortunes have transformed the side. He's cultivated more cordial relationships with the media. He's continually rotated the captains. He's also tried to make sure Neymar isn't the focal point for everything, saying that he prioritises the collective because that empowers the individual. So far, he seems to have pulled it off to a T. Tyson, lovely work from Paulinho. Neymar. Ooh, and Firmino was alert to the ball from Neymar, but just didn't quite have enough ground to crank up through the gears. It's going to be a 7th win in 10 meetings between the countries for Brazil. They've never been beaten by Austria. Last competitive meeting was in the group stage at the 1978 World Cup in Argentina. Brazil won that game, however, Austria topped the group. Smashed away by Miranda. Prödl misjudged that, and Firmino giving chase. Lindner. I'm sure Hinteregger really wanted that.
Bên đội áo là có cái cầu thủ rất là nổi tiếng, đó là David Alaba đó. Vậy
they know they're beating the Austria supporters. They'd love a goal though. Will they get one here? Very nearly. Cracking hit from Stefan Hierlander. And a very good save from Alisson as well. First time he has been extended all afternoon, and he shows why he is a man very much in demand. One of the most sought-after keepers in world football. And he makes another competent gather there as well, as you were just watching the replay of his initial save. Liner, that's just woken up the crowd a bit, who'd slumbered off in the sunshine after Brazil got themselves out of sight. Willian, and that's intelligently done for Tyson. Jumps here and taken. Oh, well, for all the world, that looked like being another Brazilian goal. This, meanwhile, was the quickly taken corner, which nearly caught Brazil out. Well gathered in the end by Alisson. Felipe Luis.
Về cái đội hình của hai đội thì đội hình của Brazil thì nó quá đều, nó đều 3 tiếng luôn. Hậu vệ, trung vệ, tiền đạo, tiền vệ nó đều hết trơn. Hay không? Áo nói chung là nếu mà đá racing thì mình đá không được, đá không lại đâu. Đội hình cây Brazil nó quá đều.
When called upon, can produce the goods, and Alisson certainly did so there. That's the best save percentage of any goalkeeper in Serie A last season. Liverpool and Real Madrid have both been linked with him. Given the financial situation they're in as well, if the clubs mentioned do submit a big money offer, Roma may well be tempted to cash in, despite the fact they'd love to keep him. This is Felipe Luis. Neymar. And again, on his own for now. Might go in alone. It's a good sliding challenge from Krömer. Here's Arnautovic, who's been anonymous in the second half, and has overhit that pass as well. And here comes that Brazil change I mentioned. There's going to be a standing ovation here, I would have thought, because Neymar is being taken off. Well, he's delivered what they wanted to see. A box of tricks, a neatly taken goal, and almost an assist for Roberto Firmino there. A big hug from his coach as well. Back in form at just the right time. The world's most expensive player, showing why he is simply priceless. And Douglas Costa is the late cameo on for him. Arnautovic. Here's Alaba. Done by Joule. He's worked it into Burgstaller as well. Alaba, Baumgartlinger, just didn't quite work out. Willian on the search now, and look at the pace from him and Firmino. This is Tyson. Firmino now. Angle against him, turned it back for Willian. Turned into trouble. The speed they broke at there was frightening. I saw one journalist described Tite as a bit of a hipster priest in the way that he has cultivated a real sense of togetherness amongst the star-studded squad at his disposal, rotating the captaincy, seen by some as a stroke of genius in maintaining the egos on show within his batch of players. But he really has revitalised and revolutionised their style of play. They deservedly, really, will go to Russia as the favourites to go all the way. Here's Baumgartlinger. Hochstaller dropping deep. And Nautovic now. Still on Nautovic, who's going to chance his arm! And find the side netting. Well, he has not had a sniff in the second half. And I think part of that frustration is what led him to go for goal. Forced a save out of Allison in the end, but at least drew a cheer from the home fans. Felipe Luis. Yeah, just took a bit too long. Arnautovic. Schul. And Arnautovic is offside. Fernandinho. Tyson. Felipe Luis. Looking for Douglas Costa, but he just went a touch too early.
Yeah.
Scars from their humiliation at their home World Cup have taken a while to heal, and some may remain for a while longer, but over the last 2 years since Tite took over, Brazil have done everything possible to show that that nightmare in 2014 belongs firmly in the past. There's room for optimism. It's probably still going to be tempered by the lessons from that last World Cup. Had a settled squad and promising results then as well, but it prompted a bit of overconfidence with Carlos Alberto, the team's technical coordinator, saying that they had one hand on the trophy already, whilst Luis Felipe Scolari at the time said that they'd done the hard part. Douglas Costa's done the hard part here. And Lindner had to be very quick off his line. And credit to Hinteregger for his intervention. Arnautovic underneath it.
Fernandinho.
Felipe Luis. Tyson. Final minute of the 90 now. Felipe Luis. Douglas Costa. Case of keep ball now for Brazil, who simply want to maintain the clean sheet, and they might do better than that. It's going to be a corner. May have been anyway had it not been tipped over by Hans Lindner.
Nhìn cầu thủ lúc này là tự Eto'o hay bạn? Nhìn tự cầu thủ Eto'o.
Well, he's been described as something of a hip priest. If he can exorcise the demons from 2014, Tite may well be on his way to sainthood in Brazil. Nothing angelic about that strike, though. Long, long over the top from Danilo. Well, expectation will be high heading to Russia for Brazil, but that is because of the marvellous work he has done.
Hiệp 2 sẽ có 1 phút bù giờ. Mấy bạn ơi, cái trận mà World Cup 2018 tại Nga mình, mấy trận đấu hay của đội tuyển Brazil nè, Đức nè, Anh nè, Pháp nè, hay là mấy cái đội của châu Á mình là như Hàn Quốc, Nhật Bản là mình vẫn tường thuật nha. Mà mình tường thuật mấy trận đấu hay không à. Có nghĩa là mình mình trực tiếp lên cho mấy bạn coi nha. Tiếp qua YouTube mấy bạn coi nha.
They have seen off comfortably a side who beat the holders just a week ago. It's no pushover friendly for them, but they have made very, very light work of it. A very polished final dress rehearsal for Brazil. Tite's men head to Russia with another victory under their belts. Just the one defeat in 21 matches since he took charge. Another goal for Neymar. Another very polished showing. All the signs.
Và tỷ số chung cuộc là đội tuyển Brazil 3-0 đội tuyển Áo.
The full-time score in Vienna. Austria 0, Brazil 3.
Eine sehr, sehr gute Mannschaft, die von hier direkt nach Moskau fliegt und denen wir natürlich alles Gute wünschen. Brasilien in der Gruppe, ja mit der Schweiz, mit Costa Rica und Serbien. Also alles Gute der Mannschaft von Brasilien. Und bitte hier nochmal einen Applaus für Brasilien. Und jetzt, meine Damen und Herren, darf ich auch noch einmal bitten, einen kräftigen Applaus für das österreichische Nationalteam, das in den letzten Monaten und Wochen tolle Leistungen gezeigt hat. Kräftigen Applaus für unser Nationalteam.
Thôi mình trực tiếp tới đây thôi nha các bạn. Tạm biệt nha.